Let's get beat up on a little bit in a race. I'm probably gonna lose this race because my car isn't like hyped up or nothing at all. So, you know. My sound is turning on and off, and I'm not going to be able to play. I'm not going to be able to play any racing games anymore. I guess not until I buy a new controller. I mean, I don't know what else to do. I've switched controllers 3 times today, and apparently every single controller I have is a piece of shit. It doesn't matter which one I use. It's all I'm experiencing the same exact thing. Massive delays, buttons not working at all. And it's every game. So what can it be? It's either the PlayStation 5 or the controller. But how can it be every single game is doing the same shit? It's just...
3 laps to go.
So I guess this will be the last competitive game I play today. This is it. I'm done. I'm just gonna go play story game. Go play Ghost of Tsushima or something like that. Because you can't do games high intensity, fast response games when you've got massive delays going on and then buttons that refuse to work. And look at it. It's saying that the guy behind me is hitting me, but look how far back he is. There's no way that he's hitting me over and over again and trying to spin me out. So who's doing it then? Because that guy back there is not close enough. There is nobody. But it's happening anyway. So, you know, what else? My controller's fucked up. All of them. Or my PlayStation. This will be the last PlayStation I buy, by the way. I'll never buy another one. Never. I'll either buy a computer or I'll buy an Xbox. I don't know which yet, but... Or I might just be done with gaming. It's just getting, the prices are just getting so ridiculous now. I seen people playing this boxing game Undisputed, and I thought, oh, how cool. What a cool game. I went to look at it. It's $100. It's $80 to buy the game. And then if you want any characters that, like, if you want Ali or anybody like that, then that's another $20-something to get the WBC or WBO or whatever it is, to get their boxers, which is just bogus. So $100 for one game now. I'm sorry, but it's just ridiculous, man. They're out of control with what they think their games are worth. That's why I'm like, you know, I don't want to be stuck. That's mainly what it is. I don't want to be stuck with the PlayStation 5 or 6 or 20 or whatever's coming out. I don't care anymore. I want to be able to get whatever, whenever. So I'll probably buy a computer, a gaming computer. Is what I'll do. Because it's just, you know, all the crap that I go through, and every time they do an update, every single time they do an update, for a week or two afterwards, my PlayStation acts stupid as hell. Now, whenever I turn it on, whenever I go over to the games, it takes a minute before the games come up and show me what games I have. To even choose which game I want to play. It caused a huge delay there. And then recording before not this past delay, but the one before that. When that delay happened, I went through hell trying to stream anything, trying to record anything, trying to do anything. All of the streaming and recording was just a wreck. And it was like that for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, and then a patch came out or whatever, and it fixed it, but it's not the same. It's not as fast as it was at all. My PlayStation is so much slower now than it used to be, and nothing's happened. I ain't got it crowded up with games or nothing. I keep 80 gigs available. What am I doing? What is this? What is this shit? Alright, let's just... I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know where it went just now. It kills me. It just kills you inside. When somebody takes something that you love and they start twisting it and turning it and fucking with it until it's unrecognizable anymore. You know, all the greedy piece of shit motherfuckers have taken over gaming, and it's just completely wrecked it. Just wrecked it. So the only way to find good, decent, independent games, to find people that aren't greedy pieces of shit, that all they care about is trying to see how many dollars they can jerk out of your wallet. You gotta buy a computer in order to get access to the independent games. And I'm just tired of it. You know, I was always a big-time PlayStation fan and everything, but looking at the way things are now, the greed, the attempted monopolization, destroying other companies and shit, it's just fucking nasty, horrible. I just don't want anything to do with Sony, really. Maybe not Sony, just the PlayStation division part of it. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be part. What's the section? What section? You kicked me out of the fucking race and wanted me to create a race. And I'm like, no.
And that's Raven West, Nathan McCain, and Laura Carvalho leading the
I just want to play. I don't want all that stress. I just want to play and have fun. That's it. This is not me play and have fun. Okay, stop tormenting me. I'll lose, okay? I'm not that good at it. You don't have to do nothing at all. I'm not really a race car driver.
We're still investigating the cause of the accident, but right now it appears there was a fault in the active suspension.
I mean, I know how to drive, and I know how to drive really fast because I've done that before. I've been up to 200 miles an hour myself driving.
Out of surgery,
yeah,
and in stable condition, which
I blew up my fucking car that night, but
Take the leg.
I won the race.
Hey,
How does this affect
Lost my car,
qualifying for the gauntlet?
and the guy that I was racing
been a long day.
welched on his bed. So, I'm sure his life turned out really awesome after that. After he cheated and lied to me and screwed me over, I'm sure Karma had some fun with his ass. I bet his car probably, I don't know. I bet he didn't have his car for very long, though.
Yumi's one of my closest friends. And that wheel...
It was supposed to be my car.
Come off.
We were racing for pink slips.
No matter how reckless McCain might have been.
I was driving a 67 and a half
They want to sell the TNG.
Buick Riviera. It had a 430 in it with a quadrijet.
They gave me an ultimatum.
Carburetor. It was all stock. I hadn't done any modifications or nothing to it. He was in a brand new Mustang 5.0 GT
Can they even
with
do that?
turbocharge. And I whipped his ass. My car was like almost 3 times heavier than his and shit. But that 430 that I had sitting in there with that quadrijet, when I stomped on the gas, man, it was weird because, you know, people's back tire starts spinning and your car goes up. My front end went up, was made to go up. It actually dropped to push the weight to the back end of the car to give you better traction while you were going. And man, did it work. Man, did it work. And I had a car full of people, too. There was me and Eric, and then there was 3 in the back. There was 5 of us in the car. This dude, it was him and a passenger, and we was racing back from Ann Arbor, Michigan. He was coming back from the mall, back to Detroit. And there's this section of I-94. It's just straight as an arrow, brand new. We like, you know, when we get up to mile marker this, when we get on that, it's on. We're going from here to there, and whoever gets to that fucking exit first is the winner. And we both get off on the exits, and whoever wins gets the cars. And I won. And while I was going to get off on the exit, my fucking I just lost oil pressure and shit. My fucking car threw a rod. Just threw a rod right through the bottom of my motor. Threw all this shit right down on the fucking ground. All the oil gushed out on the bottom of it. You can see it all trailing, and the smoke was coming out of the car from the oil hitting the exhaust and shit. And I coasted up the exit ramp. It was uphill, around in a circle, a half circle. You had to slow down to, I think, 45 or 35 or something like that. But I came off the freeway and coasted all the way up the exit, all the way around, going uphill the whole time. I coasted for like 4 miles or something. Because I got off the exit and coasted all the way to almost the gas station, but I didn't quite make it to the gas station. And that was the last time I ever seen that car. It got towed and destroyed. And I was poor and just couldn't do nothing about it. They gave me a check for just like $2,000 or something at the junkyard. They towed my car in, and where the guy said it, they thought it was supposed to be a destroyed car, a crush and destroy car. And this was one of the rarest cars. I've never seen another one like it in my entire life. Never. Not a single one. I've seen a couple that are close to it, but never one just like the one I had. Never. They only made 500 of them or something. Or something like that. I can't remember what the number was of how many of them they made exactly. But there was a very limited amount. So, it was such a cool car, but it was so heavy and it drank gas, man. Oh my God. It probably only got a mile and a half a gallon or something like that. And when you stomped on the gas, it probably only got, half a mile a gallon. I mean, it was awful. It was like a tank, for real. It looked out like tank mileage, you know, a war tank. Because it was so heavy. But it was so powerful. It was crazy. There was something about the cars back in 1967. Cause it was, I don't know. I had a 67 Riviera and I had a 67 MG Midget. That was the only two I had. It was 67s. The Midget was faster than the Riviera. But on a long straightaway, the Riviera would have been able to outperform the Midget because it could go faster. It had a speedometer that rolled around in a circle, and it rolled all the way around to, I think it went up to 160, but it continued to roll up. So after it went past 160, you know, it went back to 0, and then 10, 20, 30, 40. So I passed it around, and then was up at close to 60 again. So I had passed 160 miles an hour, it went up to 0, and then went up to 60 again. So I was, you know, up 210, 220, something like that. I was flying. I'd never been that fast in my life, except on an airplane. Yeah. I hate this. I just fucking hate this. I wish this wasn't part of the game. I wish it wasn't a requirement to do this, because I just absolutely hate this. This is not drifting like anything I've ever done in my life. Just, it's like you're driving on greased ice. You can't get any traction. You can't do anything.
And that's Raven West,
It's
Nathan
just
McCain and
fucking,
Laura.
I hate it. I just absolutely hate it. And I don't know how the fuck you even get a chain, what that even means. You're just going back and forth the whole time. I absolutely hate this. I can't stand this shit.
She wants you to keep going. That's how you support her. You make sure there's a team to come back together.
See, as soon as you start, you lose control immediately. And you can't get control back because you can't get traction at all. There's no traction. None. Look at this. How long it's taking to try to come back around. And I can't even do it. If I could just buy my way through this with credits or whatever, I would do that, because I like drifting during the race, but doing this right here, just this part in particular where you're alone just trying to drift around the track and get all these fucking points with the car with no traction. Look at this. I can't even come back at all. It just spins the fuck out non-stop. I can't. Look at this. Every time I try to straighten it out, it comes back around the wrong way. Unless I just tap it, tap it, tap it. I don't know if there's a time limit. That's what I'm worried about. Is there a time limit or can I just fuck around out here all day and get 1,000,000 points? Of course, you can't get going. My car just stops constantly. And it won't do the drift even though I'm all over the button non-stop. Nothing. How am I not drifting now when all I'm doing is sliding endlessly? There's just you can't even go around a curve, man. I didn't even do nothing there. I was just trying. I just had given up and was just going to drive around the race course, and that's it. I don't care anymore. Now I don't want to play the game. This has ruined it. This has just completely ruined the game for me. I hate this. I just fucking hate this. I can't stand this fucking shit. It's so fucking stupid to me. Nobody would do this to themselves. Nobody. Nobody would have a car that's this fucking shitty. You can't get no traction at all. And there's a giant delay with the gas. I mean, I don't know, 3-4 seconds? Huge. Insane fucking delay. I'm gonna spin out, even though, oh, I can't believe I didn't spin out. What's different? What chain? What the fuck does that mean? Chain of what? God damn it, I can't even fucking go nowhere! How are you supposed to do this? When you can't even drive straight? It's just non-stop sliding. It never stops. Never. But I don't understand why sometimes I'm sliding all sideways and shit and I'm getting points, and other times, nothing at all. And then this. Chain of what? How is there a chain of anything happening at all? What the fuck are you talking about? And there we go. And there we go. It's fucking disgusting. I just want to get this over with so I don't have to do this anymore. I hate this! I fucking hate this!
Okay, 22, last lap to show off your drifting skills.
Chain off. Why? For what reason? Chain off. Like it means anything. I can't even get on the goddamn road to even do this fucking shit. This is so fucking stupid. Fuck this. Fuck you. I guess I ain't finishing this story. I don't give a fuck now. I'm done. I am done with that shit. You go fuck yourself. That ain't racing. That's drunk motherfuckers out playing in the fucking snow in the winter. It ain't racing. There ain't no goddamn racing that does that fucking shit. Nobody would drive a goddamn car where you only have steering 10% of the time. And you can't pull yourself out of nothing. Bunch of fucking assholes. And don't send me any comments or any advice on I should do this or that or whatever. I don't care. I can't stand doing this shit. It is stupid as fuck. I want to race. Not see how many things I can slide sideways into. Just because you like to drive race cars doesn't mean you want to drive every kind of race car and every kind of race. And yeah, I'll keep doing it like a moron until I eventually probably get really good at it, and then I won't bitch and cry anymore about it. But until then, I still fucking hate it. Because the only kind of drifty thing that I've ever seen that I like where you're doing something like that is turbo prop racing in a boat. In a boat, not a car. Trying to do that shit in a car, on pavement, it's just... I just don't like it. Don't think I could be more fucking clear than that. When it comes to this game and drifting, it sucks. It's the worst. And I do drifting in all kinds of races that I do. And like all the racing, you have to drift around the corners if you want to keep going real fast and shit. But what that is, what they're doing there, that ain't drifting. I don't know what the fuck it even is. I don't even know how you would describe it to somebody else. It's like trying to drive a car uphill on ice after you just got done greasing the shit out of your tires. And then you think you're gonna... And then you have an obstacle course where you have to do tight steering all the way through it. Like some moron would do that shit to his car first. That's what it feels like. It's not what it is, obviously. But that's what it feels like. Because you're just completely, totally out of control. From the moment you step on the gas. As soon as you touch the gas, you start sliding every fucking where. You can't get no traction. And then the delays. That's what really makes you mad, is the fucking delay. When you tell your car to come back to the right, and it doesn't, it just... And then all of a sudden it does, and it's like it's taking all your commands all at once. and all of a sudden now you got traction, and then you don't, and then you do, and then you don't. It's just, you gotta have some goddamn consistency. It has to act the same at some point, sometimes, and not just crazy insane. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's like Wreckfest, which I just got done playing Wreckfest. They put you in a car that can't catch up to anybody. So you're just stuck in the position that you're in. And every time somebody hits you, you end up going farther back, and then you can't catch up to that person either. And you just farther back, farther back, farther back. You have no catch up, no turbo, no nothing. And it's just like, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Yep, we both did the same thing. Even though I told it to go to the left, it wouldn't do it. Until right before I hit that thing, then it tried. But yeah, he just blows right by me like I'm just sitting here. See what I mean? I don't have no catch-up. If my car isn't fast enough, there's nothing I can do. I just lose. It's just how it is. And now, look at this. No steering. Fucking delay again. Changing controllers, but the controller that is picked up, I guess it needs to be updated. This one's real squeaky, and I don't know if that... I don't know if you can hear me or not at all, or I don't know. Probably nobody watching anyway. Alright, so I'm trying this controller now. I'm gonna have to go on Teemo or whatever and get these controllers. I got through two of me on top of all the other shit that's happening in my life. This cord is just moving around on its own and shit, and I'm just... All I want to do is get up and just destroy something. I'm so mad right now. And I can't. Just can't. Can't afford to replace anything that I would want to destroy. But goddamn, do I wish I had something. Sound sitting here, not even fucking moving at all. I'm sorry, guys. This is over. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't even want to race. I'm just so... Am I ever going to feel happiness again? Is it just going to be frustration, anger, and confusion until I die? Is this it? Is this as good as it gets? Alright, I'm gonna find a story game to play. I have no idea what, but I'll be right back on playing. Something I can calm the fuck down. I gotta get my shit together. I feel just very unhappy. Wish I could cry. I don't think it would help relieve anything now. It's just I think the only thing that can fix this is just getting out of here just completely. Yeah, we are a go with that. I'm gonna start probably this week. I'm gonna start going through my shit, start selling stuff on place or whatever. Start getting rid of everything. I really don't think we're gonna stay in this country. I wanted to leave for a long time, for years. Because I just want to go over to Europe and just see it, just go hang out over there for a few years. Is what I want to do. Go to each country that I want to see, like France, England, and Ireland, and Ukraine, Lithuania, and Switzerland, just all through there. But I don't want to like just go for a couple of days or whatever. I'd like to go spend like a month in each one. So it would take years for what I want to do. And then maybe come back or maybe not come back to America ever again, because this isn't the only free country, you know. And other countries have the exact same freedoms as us. Actually, they have more freedoms than us now, because we've had freedoms and rights taken away that they haven't. And their health care is automatically paid for. They don't have to pay nothing at all, because it's taken out of their checks every week when they get paid. They pay like, I think it's like 6% or something like that. 6% of their taxes goes directly to health. And then like, you know, it's all divided up that way. You know what the percentages are of shit that's going to different stuff. Their politics and shit is confusing as fuck, but I don't care about that anymore at all. I don't care about any politics. I never will again. Never. I'm not participating in it anymore. My vote doesn't matter. My vote doesn't mean anything. Everything Donald Trump said was true. He didn't need our votes. It was weird that he started saying that a few months ago. He kept saying it. So, it's just, here's the thing that's really weird. I don't see any groups at all, none, that are Democrats for Donald, or independents for Donald, or nothing. None of that. I didn't see any channels open up that of former Democrats that hate the Democrats now, and they're doing everything they can to make sure that Donald Trump gets elected. I didn't see that happening at all. Not at all. Anywhere. Not a single group could I think of. But on the other side, there was Republicans for Kamala. There was former Trump for Kamala. There were Jews for... There were so many groups. And I've seen so many videos of thousands. If I had seen the video of Kyle from Alabama one more time, telling me how he voted for Trump in 2016 and 2020, but he would never do it again. You know how many people I've seen? And they would show these little squares of the thing. You know, I'd pull back from Kyle and show all these other people, and they would all say at the same time, it's like, I would never vote for Donald Trump again. And all the rest of them all together in sync with, they all said, me neither. And when they showed the screen of all the little squares, there was like 500. And there's way more than that. Thousands and thousands and thousands. So I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense at all. How can there be such a movement? And everybody talking about that they're voting for her. And then what? Everybody changed their mind at the last second? Everybody? And why then? Why? How does their logic change? From saying, America was cool, but I'd rather live in Russia. Let's turn this into Russia. It just doesn't make any sense. It just, how in the fucking hell did all these people change their minds? Did they all lie? Because that has to be. Everybody at Midas Touch must be a liar. Everybody at Bulwark must be a liar. Everybody on the Lincoln Project must be a liar. They all must have really went in and voted for Trump instead, because this doesn't make any sense at all. There wasn't a massive influx of new voter registrations coming in saying that there are Republicans. But there was millions and millions of brand new voter registrations registering as Democrats. It just doesn't make any sense. And there's nothing that no one's going to do. Everybody's just going to accept it. Because you have to if you want a functioning democracy. See, that's the thing. The Republicans don't care about a functioning democracy because they're trying to end it permanently. That's the plan. That's what they've been saying for a year, and they won. So that's it. Our democracy is going to end at the end of January next year. I want to live in a democratic country. I don't love this country that much. I love this country with everything inside me. I've always had my whole life. I've always been a very patriotic person. I can't stand to see the flag ever touch the ground. People wearing the flag as clothing is disgusting to me. Because it says you're not supposed to do that. I used to put the flag, I used to go to school in the morning, and I was the person that put the flag on the pole, raised it up, and saluted it and shit and all that. And then we brought it back down, me and this other kid, and we made sure our flag never touched the ground. Never. If it did, we would have burned it. Because that's what you do. You never disgrace your flag. But there's not like a rule that says if the flag touches the ground, you have to burn it. You know, you can wash it, and it is just a sheet. But that was what I had first learned, and that's what I had believed for a long time, and then found out that that part wasn't true about if the flag ever touches the ground, you have to throw it away. You can't use it no more. If your flag becomes torn and tattered, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to burn it. I know that sounds crazy, but you're supposed to burn it so nobody else can use it as clothing or anything. That's why. You destroy it so it can't be used for anything else, so the enemy can't use it as some kind of propaganda or something. So you make sure it's destroyed, that it can't be used again, because it's only used for one purpose, just to show that America is in control of wherever that flag is sitting up. We claim control of this area, whether permanent, temporary, or whether identification of our own country. I don't understand how an insanely massive turnout was appearing to become the largest voter turnout in history turned out just to be an average election when the numbers are coming in at the end. It just don't make no sense. but I'm not worrying about it anymore. I'm not listening to nothing about Trump. I know all of his cases are gone, except for the civil ones and the state ones. He's still going to have to deal with that, but they're going to make sure that they have enough people in place to destroy the Georgia case. And Elon Musk will pay for whatever fines and penalties he has for raping people and all the other stuff he's done that he has to pay for in life. They're lucky I ain't the president. They're lucky I ain't Joe Biden. They're so lucky. Because Elon Musk, he would already be, his citizenship would have been revoked already. And he would have been kicked out of the country. Because he's been conspiring against our country for years with Vladimir Putin and other dictators. So when you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to be a businessman and be calling and talking to world leaders on the phone and making an arrangement, business deals, and then doing them. And you're especially not allowed to participate in war as a third country. And he's been turning his Starlink satellite system on and off on Ukraine, fucking up their, or they would have already beat Russia's ass in this war, you know. But whenever they're getting ready to do a very serious mission and shit, if Elon finds out about it, he shuts off the Starlink in that area and fucks them all up. He's done it multiple times. They've been bitching about it for years. And everybody's like, oh, well, you know, whatever. That's treason, motherfucker. When you're doing diplomatic shit and doing political shit in the name of some country, when you don't have that power or authority to do that, you haven't been authorized to do that, you're committing treason against your country. You can't make bargains and deals with other countries and shit like that without the fucking president saying that it's okay for you to do that. Your government has to tell you that it's okay for you to make arrangements and deals like that, to turn off Starlink over Taiwan so that they're blind to whatever China is doing. Turning off Starlink in Ukraine, so that when they try to do their drone attack on the water, like 25 or 30 drones all just went dead. They just turned off because they lost connection completely. Because Elon Musk personally turned off Starlink over top of Ukraine, and he's doing it all the time. He turns it on and off in different areas and shit, like the Kursk region. They're going through hell. That's why they're talking about installing AI inside their drones, because they don't know what else to do to counter this, except program the drones with what the target looks like and then just send them in the air. They don't need Starlink anymore. They don't need anything. They just look for a target that looks like that picture and they destroy it. But what if their camera, a bug hits on their camera or something, and other objects look like the object that's supposed to be their target? And they don't have nobody to verify the shit with now to confirm, is this the correct target? Should I still destroy this target? Nope. They have to make that decision on their own by themselves because they're not connected to nothing anymore. This is what he's causing to happen. He's causing the Terminator to be born in our day and age, in our lifetime. Are you ready to fight a Terminator? I'm not. I am not. Whether it's on the ground, chasing after me, kicking down doors, saying I'll be back, or whether it's coming out of the sky, straight into my house and blowing my whole house up and burning my family to death. I'm not ready for none of that shit. And he's causing this shit to happen. With what they've been doing, both of them have been doing, Ukraine's not going to surrender or quit. They're not. They're not going to. It doesn't matter what phone call you make. It doesn't matter what threats you say. It doesn't matter. They have ammunition and all that shit right now. They're producing their own shit right now. They can't produce it at the levels that we can give it to them. But we're not the only country. Europe is going to step up and they're going to help them. Ukraine is not going to lose this war. Russia is going to be defeated. Whether they collapse or not, I don't know, because Donald Trump, I'm sure, has plans to save Vladimir Putin. Watch and see if he don't lift all the sanctions up. And then Russia get all the technology that they need and be able to push themselves back into the war again. And then maybe, if they're able to keep going for a few years, they would be able to build themselves back up and destroy Ukraine, followed by Poland, Lithuania, Switzerland, and everybody else until they make their way to Britain and take out them. In France, they've already said they want to nuke them so bad they can't stand it. It's crazy. It's all they talk about on TV. And that this is just the beginning. They're not stopping until they control the entire world. Okay, and it's like, oh, that's just a TV show saying that. Their TV show is scripted straight out of the fucking Kremlin. They don't say anything on their TV show unless it's been authorized by Putin himself. So what they're saying on their propaganda TV shows is what Putin wants, what he's thinking. And he wants his people to be mentally prepared for it when it comes. That's why. Meanwhile, we want to sit over here and keep saying, he's not really going to do that. He's not going to... Like, we know the guy. Like, we have any ability at all in the world to be able to read his fucking mind. Based on all his previous actions, he's a psychopath who wants to destroy or take over the whole world. One of the two. The dude's 80 years old. He ain't got much time left. He's going to die. Do you think he gives a fuck if everybody else dies with him or not? Is anybody thinking about that? This might be a homicide-suicide. He kills all of us and then kills himself afterwards because he's going to die anyway. So, yeah. Between Biden being a total chicken shit against Russia and being a scaredy like cat little bitch, I can't stand. That's the only thing I can't stand about him is his decisions that he made when in regards to Israel and Gaza and between Russia and Ukraine. Having the restrictions and making other countries do the restrictions too out of fear that they would lose support of the United States. Well, now none of that matters. Now none of it matters. So now everybody's got to decide. Do you want to be slaves to Russia? Or are you going to rise up and prepare for your democracy to defend it? Because in America, we don't care about democracy at all. So don't think that we care about yours. We don't care about our own. For the next 4 years, the United States and all of Europe are enemies. They'll try to have some kind of business relationship, but it's not going to matter. We're enemies. Because Trump is Putin's friend. Trump is Kim Jong-un's friend. Trump is President Xi's friend. And he's going to do everything he can to try to get into their club because he wants to be a dictator like they have because they're strong, powerful, genius men. That's what he calls all of them. He wants to be that too. Donald has always been trying to get into the club of the well-to-dos, and he's never been accepted because he's too crude and just too stupid to carry on a decent conversation. Nobody wants him around. That's why he was never able to get into their clubs and shit. Now he's in all their clubs because he can give them whatever. And they've won. Elon Musk gets to have his apartheid back that he missed so badly from South Africa. He gets to be the racist that he wants. Racism is wide open in America now. You're free and clear to be as racist as you want to now, and nobody can do nothing about it. Because the President of the United States says it's A-okay to be a racist piece of shit in America. As long as they have brown skin and they're from the south of the United States, then you can do whatever or treat them however you want to. And you will be glorified as a hero for it, not crucified as a villain. So, you know, it's okay. It's all fine. I don't want to hear nothing about their fucking Jesus. Because that motherfucker ain't got no green card. And I don't want to hear nothing that no motherfucking immigrant has to say. Because remember, he's a fucking rapist and a murderer and a thief and a drug dealer. Jesus ain't American. Since he's not American, he's all them other things. That's what my president says. That's what I live by. And I don't have to ever vote again. He promised me I'd never have to vote again. I'm going to go ahead and keep that promise. I will never vote again in this country for anyone or anything because there's no democracy here. They gave it away on November 5th, 2024. And that's my answer to anybody. If anybody comes to my door or asks me anything, I'm going to say I'm sorry. But on November 5th, 2024, the United States voted away its democracy. I'm not fighting to try to get it back. I'm going to go to a country that appreciates the people, the millions of people that died for their freedom. Because this country thinks that they're fucking chumps. Thinks that they're losers. You're just a loser piece of shit if you're in the military, according to the President of the United States. So, there you go. There's your democracy. Dishonor the people that fought and died for it so that you could have it. Because Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, President Xi, and the Ayatollah Khomeini in Iran, and Orban, another one, the President of Turkey, President of India, they're all dictators. They're all pieces of shit. And now Donald has finally found the club that will accept him. And he's going to get in it. We voted to make sure he did. Not me. I wanted America to be America still. But it's a democracy. And the rest of the country wants a dictatorship. They want this place to be like Russia. I can't be American then anymore, because that's not me. I gotta get the fuck out of here. It's just that simple. I gotta get out of here. I can't watch my wife lose any more of her rights. I can't watch my daughters lose any more of their rights. We gotta get out of here, so that's the plan. We're leaving. My wife has got things in motion. She's not fucking joking. She is very, very serious, and I don't think there's any turning back anymore. And I'm not going to resist it. I'm not going to argue against it because I've wanted to leave myself for a long time anyway. If not to leave permanently, to just go travel the world for at least a few years and enjoy what everything else looks like, because the rest of the world is so much older than us, and they've been around for a lot longer, and they have their shit together a lot better, that's for sure. I don't know why they would even think about looking up to America anymore, because they have all their own everything. Just because we have a powerful military, so what? Either we're all going to live to see tomorrow, or blow the whole goddamn world up with our fucking military. Either one. But regardless, enjoy the day. Because there might not be a tomorrow. So enjoy the day, every day, always. I know it sounds like I don't enjoy the day because of my anger, rage shit, but Angry Gaming Live is concept that I've been, playing with because I rage out when I play games. But it doesn't really affect me like you might think it does. My heart rate doesn't increase or nothing. To me, it's a game. It's playing. It's all playing. I'm just part of the game. I'm just the angry part of the game that never sees justice for me. Everything's always leveled against me. Everything's leveraged against me. All the characters in the game are focused on me more than anybody else, and they all want to kill me, and it's just so not fair. And then There's magical, invisible people fucking with my controller, fucking with my PlayStation, fucking with my internet, fucking with everything, just to try to make my life more miserable. That's the character I'm playing. But that's not who I am. But I do get mad when I'm playing. I'm not faking that. When you hear me getting mad, screaming, and saying that's fucking bullshit, I'm serious. I'm mad. I am mad. But I don't hold on to my anger. I just, it's something that I've never done. I've never held on to my anger. I've never held grudges like that against people. I'll like not talk to you ever again if you say or do something that's so horrific that it just smashes all my morals and ethics and beliefs all to pieces about you, and then I just can't be around you because you're fucking crazy, like you're a racist piece of shit or something. Okay, I'm not gonna sit and dwell on that every day and keep harboring on my anger and thinking about all these things I want to do to you and shit. I just dismiss you and then ignore you for the rest of my life, and that's it. I let go of that. I don't hold on to the anger because that's what destroys people and turns people into something they don't want to be. That's what turns us all into the bad guy eventually. If we hold on to our anger and our resentment all the time over everything, it destroys you inside. Your body is trying to fight to stay alive, and you're trying to suppress anything that helps your body renew itself inside and rejuvenate itself inside. You're suppressing that, causing yourself more anxiety, more hurt over and over again. You're doing that intentionally to yourself because that's a choice that you make of whether you want to be happy or mad in life. That's dependent on how you decide to view things and how long you decide to view something for that. Like this political thing that I'm pissed off about and everything, that's why I keep saying I don't care, because that's where I'm going with this. I'm not going to care. I'm not going to watch any news about what's happening in politics anymore. I'm not going to listen to any politicians anymore. I'm not going to watch the news. If they say anything about politics at all, if they say anything about Donald Trump or any politician at all, I'm changing the channel or muting it. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. When there's air raid sirens going off, when I start hearing air raid sirens, then I'll turn the radio on and see how many minutes do I have left. That's all I need to know. Everything else, I don't care about anymore. And you want to hear a racist statement? Here's a racist statement. I don't have to care about anything if I don't want to because I'm a white man. So I'm not really under threat. But it kills me inside that my neighbors, my black neighbors, are unsure if they're safe tonight when they go to sleep. Or the Hispanic people, or the Arabic people that live around me. Because I live in a multicultural place. I live in Michigan. We have every kind of people there is here. And I get along with everybody. Because everybody is the same. We all want the same shit. We just want safety, security, entertainment, and our families. And that's pretty much it. You only need money for the stuff that you need to get to keep going in life, to pay your bills, to buy a house to live in so you have shelter, to buy a car so you have transportation, or be close to public transportation so you can move about. And, you know, you need money for entertainment a lot of times if you want to go see a movie or something like that. You don't have to have it. And money can't buy happiness. A lot of people think that they can. Money can make you temporarily happy. Sure, you can do that, but it can't buy happiness. It can't make you permanently happy just because you have lots of money. Because you get used to it, you get bored, you know, and then you're stuck back where you was before. What do I do? If you have lots of money, you know, it doesn't, just because you have lots of money and can go do anything doesn't mean that your body has the energy to be able to do it, or you can or cannot physically do it. Or maybe the season of the year stops you from being able to do. I mean, there's just a million different things. True happiness comes from inside you. It always has and it always will, and it's free. It's about your state of mind. You have to keep telling yourself, always, I know I do, I always have to keep telling myself that it's not going to be like this. Tomorrow's going to be a new day. It's going to be different. And I'm not going to feel like this tomorrow. Because something else is going to happen. It's going to distract me away from my troubling mind. And I'll find something that I think is amusing or funny, or I'll find some form of entertainment out of something. And that's where I get my happiness from. Not from money. Money is just to pay my bills and help keep me secure. Money is for security. Happiness I get from interacting with other people. It was exploring our civilization and all the complexities mixed in with it. How there's so many different people that have completely different reactions to different events, but together it all works together in a synchronicity that we call America. And it's such a beautiful thing. I don't want to rip that apart. That's what's just, you know, I want to turn this into a racist, bigoted, sexist, all for this group and nothing for the rest. It's just a terrible thought of existence that I can't tolerate in any way. And I'll not subjugate my family or myself, my own mentality, for anybody else's pleasure or anybody else's happiness, except for my family. My family's happiness will always come first, because that's where my happiness comes from. So in order for me to be happy, I have to make them happy. That's how my life works. That's why I'm a happy person most of the time. I just get mad when I'm playing these games, because these games cheat. They lie, and they cheat. You can't trust them. You can't believe them. They want to put tariffs on you. They want to grab you by the and everything else. Can't trust nothing when it comes to these stupid games. You think some foolish fool made every one of them. Anyways, hold on a second. I'm sitting here rolling a cigarette is what I'm doing. Trying to. That's why I'm not racing or anything yet. As soon as I get this rolled up. I have tobacco and everything, but I wanted to roll a cigarette from my Marlboro so it tastes like a Marlboro. Because I just want the taste of a Marlboro. But I'm about to quit smoking. For the next couple of days. Just getting ready to switch over to just vaping. And then I'll slowly phase that out, except for the weed vape. Yeah, we got to find a country where weed's legal too. Pretty much becoming legal everywhere, but it's not legal everywhere yet. You know, it's still illegal in Florida. Can you believe that shit? So backwards and behind. And they might make it illegal throughout the whole country again. They might. Because there's a lot of Republicans that are against marijuana, and they don't care about the money that the revenue that it generates. But the good thing is Donald Trump is a very greedy motherfucker, so that does add some security. Because when you look at the amount of money that you would lose if you was to suddenly remove it, like from California or Michigan, any of the places that have it legalized recreationally. Billions of dollars that marijuana is providing to the states and everything is very helpful. I mean, we've been fixed ever since we legalized marijuana. We've been fixing our roads and bridges and everything here in Michigan. There's been a few times where we had to stop because the money had to be used for other things, disasters and shit that happen sometimes and stuff like that. But yeah. So, anyways, just a second. I'm almost ready to get back into this. I'm gonna do one more race, and then I think I'm gonna go play probably some Helldivers. Oh. I'm sorry I keep bitching about politics and shit. I'm really sorry. I really apologize for that. I can't get it out of my head. It's just, it really bothers me to know that the country I love so much has ended. I just can't get over it. It's just really fucking me up. That more than half the voting population hates democracy. They could have moved to Russia. Everything that they want already exists there. All the hatred, all the anger, all of that. They have all of that there. You don't have to change America into that. That's what I don't understand. Why does this country have to be ruined? But not my call. It was the last democratic thing to happen in America. So I'm just going to have to stop thinking about it and worrying about it. You know, just America doesn't have democracy anymore. That's it. That's all there is to it. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing at all. I'm too physically fucked up and shit to even go do a fucking march or anything. Just lying here waiting to die, I guess. Bitch about life the whole time until I got dead. I don't know. I just don't want to be here anymore because I would really like to turn on the news and enjoy the news, find out what's going on in the world, and you know, you can't do nothing here in America. Everything is just hate, anger, and racism and sexism. It just doesn't stop ever. And now it's just really getting worse. Ever since Tuesday, the amount of racism, and I've been hearing sirens out my back window like almost nonstop, and I've never ever heard that before like that. I've never heard siren after siren after siren like I've heard this week. What's going on out there, whatever the fuck it is. It's just complete insanity. So, and I don't want to be here for it anymore. I don't have to be. We're all mobile creatures now. We have transportation that can send us to the other side of the world and inside the same day. So, you know, might take 18 hours, but you're still inside the same day. That's flying all the way nonstop from, I don't know, somewhere in America to somewhere in China. Take you 18 hours, or maybe from America to Australia. That's pretty long. That was the whole reason they had the electoral college to begin with, was mobility, but that's been solved. That's why the electoral college shouldn't exist anymore. It should just be a straight popular vote, which Trump would have won if he did win the popular vote. So, but that's how it should be for all of our races. It should be straight popular vote. I know we're going to find out some shenanigans and shit going on probably years from now. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter. Just really sad and disappointed more than anything else.
Not really bad. It's a disappointment. Like you mentioned, people in the country that I live with, they don't care about each other at all. They just care about money. 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 They think that because Trump signed Paul Ryan's tax plan, that was Paul Ryan's tax plan that he worked out for 3 fucking years. Donald Trump gets all the credit like he had any policies at all. He can't name a policy, describe a policy, or even talk about a policy because he doesn't know anything about that. He doesn't know anything about the government still. Nothing. He's just a puppet. Get them all in so they can do what they really want to do, which is Project 2025. It is going to happen. It doesn't matter what constitutional shit you signed in your state. If the federal government makes a law, it overrides that. You can expect abortion to become illegal in the United States probably within a year, less than a year from now. After he's sworn in a few months, they'll vote to make it illegal, and then they'll start trying to change policies and shit like that so that Trump can supposedly run for president again, but it won't matter because there'll be an excuse that comes up whenever of why Americans won't be able to vote. We'll have to delay it or whatever, and then it just becomes, because that's what always happens. Dictators always do. They're the same. They'll do the same thing. He's absolutely going to do the same thing. And he's bringing in just nothing but yes men that won't disagree or argue with him. We'll just do whatever he says.
You've got 2 laps.
And before, where it used to just be like the head of the FBI, he would name the new head of the FBI, and that was it. They're naming not just the head of the FBI, but like the top 100 people or top 200 people in the FBI. The whole top, like, if it was like a board. You know how they have like board meetings? Like they'll have a board meeting in a company, right? And then the financial executive officer and the CEO, chief executive officer, the financial officer, all of them all go to the meeting, human resources, all of them, right? Well, when the president comes in, what they usually do is they will fire the head of the FBI and replace him with the guy that aligns better with his policies. But everybody else stays the same because their jobs don't really matter when it comes to politics. You know, being an accountant doesn't matter what your politics are. As an accountant, you're adding and subtracting numbers. You do your job, everything's cool, that's it. So it doesn't matter what your politics are in a lot of jobs. But he wants to replace all those people. Not just the head CEO guy, but the human resource guy, everybody, the whole top board, everybody that would be in a board meeting in a business room, where you would normally just replace the top guy, the CEO. You're going to replace everybody that's on that whole floor where the CEO is, all of the top people, all the top brass, with all yes people that don't really know how to do the job, but will just do whatever he says and try to figure out a way to get it done, and that's it. First, that's going to cause a massive amount of chaos everywhere in every single one of the departments of everything, the FBI, CIA, everything. And then basically the FDA, USDA, Consumer Protection, all of that's over with. That's all being handed over to RFK. He doesn't believe in vaccines. He's the anti-vax guy. And then Department of Education, they're just going to straight up close that down. That's going to be over with. Supposedly one person can do the whole thing. that they now have, like, I don't know, 20,000 people doing. They're going to fire all of them and replace them all with one person. They're going to make all the decisions. And then the money, as far as public schools go, parents are going to be able to just have the money put in whatever school or however they want to now. So most of the public school money is going to be deferred to private schools for all the parents that can afford it. And all the parents that can't afford it and have to send their kids to public school, there's not going to be any money left for them. So they're going to have to either do home education or I don't know what. There's also going to be no child care services at all. That's not even going to be looked at. There's going to be no increase in tax breaks for people with kids. That's over with. There was going to be a $6,000 increase, but that's going to be wiped out because the billionaires need a tax break more. Poor people do. Hope he does everything he says. I'll never forgive a Republican for this. Ever. I don't want anything to do with anybody that's a fucking Republican ever again. It took my daughter's rights away. My wife and my daughter's rights away. Telling me that my wife and my daughters are lesser people than I am. I will never adhere to that belief system. Just because you've got something different between your legs, or because you're a different color, that somehow you're lesser than somebody else. Because nobody is responsible for what color they are, or what country they were born in. To be punished for that, for just being alive because of the color that you are, or the sex that you are. There will never be forgiveness for this. You voted against my democracy. You already took my wife and daughter's rights away. Don't ever expect anything from me. If you're on the side of the road burning to death, I won't save you. I won't stand there and roast marshmallows, but I won't save you. The only stranger I think that I would ever help, if I ever seen anybody that needed help, would be a weak woman that I knew without help would literally beat or die or something like that. Anybody else? Well, I'm sorry, but you know, you got what you wanted. So if somebody stomping your head into the ground and killing you, you got what you wanted. You wanted this to be a violent, crazy place, you got it. makes me wonder, is it all white people? Maybe it's a white genetic thing. But I know there's other people that are different colors in the world, like even in Africa, there's evil, crazy motherfuckers that do evil, sick, fucked up things. But the percentages has to be like 90% of the evil created in the world is done by white people. It's gotta be something like that. I know the white people are the ones that like to do it publicly the most. They're not ashamed of the horrors that they inflict upon others. I think it's cool to brag about it and laugh about it. Just so it's there. But you know, they're already living in misery because of their hate and anger and jealousy and bigotry. Because their brain is always releasing them negative chemicals and making them feel crappy all the time. And I get to feel adrenaline, dopamine, everything else all the time. Because I like wit, I like comedy, I like people, I like civilization. I like being helpful to other people. I love kindnesses, whether it's done by me or received by me. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think people are beautiful for the most part. But not everybody, obviously. Some people want to burn the whole fucking world down. In this country, it's more than half the people. So, I just can't stay here. I just can't. Knowing what I know now, knowing that the percentage is like is that high, that there's that many people, that every other person wants to kill me. I have a problem with my wife and daughters being raped and beaten to death. Wouldn't have a problem with it at all. In fact, they voted for it to happen. They voted for women to lose so many OBGYNs now. You know how many people are changing their fields now? There's not going to be anybody for women's health in this country. That's, you know, there's so many different reasons because of what's about to happen. All the things that's about to change. Life is going to become so much more difficult unnecessarily for no reason at all. And so much more expensive too. But and I'm going to lose my benefits, or they're at least going to be reduced. So I can't stay here. If I'm gonna lose everything and be homeless or whatever, I don't want to do it in America. I'd rather do it in a country, in a place where the people, at least they pretend like they care about each other. Here, they won't even do that. They won't even pretend to care about each other. Alright. I'll be right back on playing Helldivers. Thanks for watching. Give me a like if you can. Well, never mind. Don't give me a like. I don't care. I didn't say anything nice today. So, yeah. Give me a dislike or whatever, or fuck you. Like, fuck you in the comments if you want to. Appreciate that. So, let's go play some Helldivers too.